What is up, brothers and sisters? Kudal here, Bulls on Wall Street. Guys, a pretty a bullish day, all things considered. I would say it was a tough trader, but overall there was some good structure to it. So the market finished up 0.57, right under the 200-day moving average, which is about 494. We've had now a decent little pop here in the last 3 days here. And so the question becomes, what's next? So let's take a look and just kind of dive into what we think is going to happen with the general markets and then, the watch list. So a couple things here. We've had a nice bounce so far. The real question now becomes, obviously, right, what's next? Is that it? We don't really know. I would say that the action's been constructive, but we're still in a downtrend, and we really do need to capture and probably build over the 200-day moving average. Now, the one thing that happens with these kind of bounces, say this is the bottom, they're never going to be linear. Like tomorrow, you could get a nasty 2% down day, like a huge one, and everybody is sucked in short, and then you make a higher low and you ramp it back. And that's usually kind of how these things happen. You may even break over the 200-day moving average and then break back under, but then you make this higher low and then, you're kind of off. And I see that happen all the time where you get a little bit of the fugazi as you start to kind of push these things through. They're never linear where you just go like this, right? Maybe in COVID for a hot second, but, otherwise they're very rarely like that. So, if tomorrow we gap up into this zone, I expect at some point we'll get a little bit of a bear trap, and we'll see what happens after that. Because in this kind of market conditions, having 4 up days in a row, I think that would be a good spot for probably some profit taking from the bulls. They could take their victory lap and see what's up. The SPY itself here, you can see, is got 2 spots here. We're right at the 200-day moving average, and then if you're looking and you anchor a VWAP from, where the move started, you're right there too. And we had a lot of kind of trouble getting over that. So that's something to keep mind of. These anchors are pretty much holding, right? So if you anchor the QQQs, you're stuck on both of them, like right there. So we do want to be a little bit cautious tomorrow. My gut feeling is if we gap up tomorrow, we fade it. For the day trade, I'm not talking about the long-term prognosis of the markets, but on a day trade basis, I think we do it. The IWM still has some room to go, till you get to the 200. It still looks the worst out of the group. It's really a nothing burger. This is basically a bear flag. So let's think about just kind of market. So, one of the things that I've been thinking about as I kind of look through all of this is that, number one, market breadth has been improving, but it's not really like been an epic bounce. Like you're at a 28 on the T2108. You'd like to see probably a little bit more participation, as you start to go. Not very many breakouts the last couple days. You'd like to see what we'd call a breath thrust, which is like, you have this like 700, 800 breakout day, get really everybody involved. I think that would be really helpful. The second thing that gets me just a little bit heebie-jeebies on the market, I'm still like, usually when markets are starting to bottom, like I find there's a lot of hot setups. Like stocks that have like really nice bases or relative strength stocks that are breaking out, some cool PR plays, things of that nature. I'm not finding. I mean, I go through a lot of stocks, right? So like, I'm the hardest working man in show business, that. But, man, I didn't really find like, if I have to long tomorrow, for example, I don't have anything that I'm like, fuck, that's it, right? Like we're everybody's getting laid on this one. Like I don't have that kind of name, so that gives me a little bit of worry too. So let's talk about the watch list first, and then we'll kind of go back into some thoughts. I think we need a short tomorrow. The CVNA is kind of rip off 50 points off its fake bear flag here. You're right into 50-day moving average. I think a couple of these type of names will do us good if we need some short. So I got CVNA, APP at the 50. Once again, they could just grind right through. But if we need shorts, I think those are some decent plays. I also have here CELH, which is getting pretty extended going into the 200-day moving average. A longer-term basis, I think this is actually the bottom on it. But for tomorrow into the 200 with your 9 EMAs getting a little bit loosey-goosey on it, I think that's a decent short. Hold on here. Bum, 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 bum. There we go. And then, we have like some of these here, like, AFRM and UPST that had inside days today. So I think, those could be potentials that we watch for a long. If we need a long, say the market rips again tomorrow, and it very well may, we don't really know. Let's say this is a nice tight inside day on this. Really narrow range day. Basically moved in about 2 points range. After a decent sized thrust the last couple days. I like inside days. I run an inside day scan, every day. I thought Palantir, let's just pretend like these two little wikis aren't there. In essence, it had an inside day. This stock has been moving around this stock's had a pretty big ATR of late, and look at the range today. 2 points. 2 points. I mean, that's prime time for like just a, hey, I got extended. I'm taking a little bit of a rest, but I got a little bit more, magic in my pockets. Now, if I need some longs on the bounce side, on the swing side, I think Beaky, lower Bollinger Band, 7 stochastics. That's considered a rubber band long right into the 50-day moving average. I really like that type of setup on my swing trades. I think Billy kind of constitutes something similar, where it's like you're right on the 50-day moving average, 7 stochastics. Obviously you would need some help from the Chinese market. HSAI, this thing has been trending up for a while, but I think also off the 50, we could try to take something like that. So, like I said, and then Los Tigres, Los Tigres is flagging, and this thing is flagging after its earnings here, sitting there right at the 9 EMA. That's got a nice look to it too, right? So we got a couple things that we can do. Another relative strength play, ZS has got a big range break, maybe about a year's worth of range that it's setting up here. It needs an inside day. Like if it breaks tomorrow, it's not going to do anything. But if it gets an inside day here, lets this catch up, I think you're setting up for something that's probably pretty nice. If the market holds up. You can't take breakout setups if the market starts to pull back again. They'll all just fail. People just use them, for liquidity. And then Okta. All right, so you got nice. This looks like a great look. While the market was taking the shitter, like this thing was going counter, right? It's got a nice little thing going on here. That looks really nice right there. So something to keep mind of. AMD also had an inside day, big thrust. Looks like the bottom's in on this thing. Said that a couple times, but hey, who cares, right? But look, big range. Narrow range inside day, 2 points. Its ATR's 4. So you got nice low ATR compression right there. I think that one can be in play for tomorrow too. So guys, like I said, there's nothing that hot. There's been a lot of good PR plays and stuff. So just keep an eye on the wire for some PRs in the morning. And we'll see what's going on. And by the way, I think the Trumpster is announcing, right? He's got another coin coming, World Financial Liberty something. I don't know how all that goes, but it's out there, right? So, maybe something like that will maybe spark the cryptos or something. So we'll keep an eye on that too. I love you guys. Peace.